Hey ladies, I wanted to come in today and do a little bit of a training for you. I went to a seminar for work, which is my accounting job, believe it or not, and yes, it does relate to Unique. What it was we went and saw a guy called Michael Fox, who's a sports psychologist, and he was talking about winners. What is a winner? The 5 characteristics. And I can tell you, I really enjoyed it. I've written all my notes down. As you can see, lots of notes. And I wanted to share that with you because it really does relate back to everything that we do now. Okay? So, what are the 5 characteristics of being a winner? The first one, our winners are bright. They're bright enough to make things simple. They're able to focus on what is important, and they have a tyranny of talent. So that's about, simplifying everything. So it's about setting goals and being simplified. The more options we have, the more stressed we are because our time is spread out over different options. So you bring it back into line so that you've got 1 option, 2 options that you can deal with. So that's what that is. The second part of that is that make sure you know your competition. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be better than your competition. And our competition for Unique is obviously our other direct marketing companies and our direct marketing makeup companies. We don't have to be perfect. Our videos don't have to be 100% perfect. They have to be us. They have to be us portraying our love and our passion for the company and for the product. But we just have to be that little bit better than our competitors. So what takes the edge off? So what's going to bring them to us rather than going to our competitor? Okay, I thought that was really, really good. So the second part, and we always talk about this, and you hear us talk about this all the time, usually every month. Winners have goals and make plans. Goals simplify things and then therefore reduce stress. So you simplify it down, you reduce stress. If you have a goal, you know what you're doing for the month. And that goal could be, okay, I want to get to a certain colour, be it white, pink, yellow, blue, etc. Or it might be that you want to have a set goal in sales. So it might be, okay, well this month I want to hit 500 in sales, I want to hit 1,000 in sales. Or it might be that you want to have 3 parties or 5 parties. It's about setting that goal, and don't forget to make it smart. That SMART acronym, I can never say that word. Make it simple, make it measurable, make it time. So it's reachable, it's time. So you've got to have that time factor in it. Okay, I want to have 500 in sales by the end of the month. So it's about doing that, okay? A measurable goal means that you know when you've won. If you've got it measurable, if you've got, okay, well, I want to get 500 in sales, you know you've won that goal, you've achieved that goal when you hit 500 in sales by the end of the month. Goals need to be congruent, so they need to be in line with your morals and balanced with your life. So obviously, your goal is, okay, I want to get 500 in sales, but you don't want to be stealing those sales off somebody else. It's moral. It's about, the other thing that he talked about is that the 10 commandments, it's about bringing those into your life. He said, and as he said, the 10 commandments are essentially rules for peaceful living. That's all they are. They're guidelines of how you should live your life, whether you're religious or not. I mean, if you go through them, some of them do make that very, very connection. So that's another thing. When you set a goal, and this is very important, when you set a goal, there is always a cost. So when you set that goal, there's a cost over here, and you have to be willing to pay that cost. Are you willing to pay the cost for achieving that goal? So it might be that you want to hit 500 in sales. It might be that you want to get 3 presenters. If you want to get 3 presenters, then you've got to spend the time to do that. So you've got to be messaging people and talking to people, and that's going to take time away from you, from your family if you've got a family, from your other job if you've got another job. So you've got to be prepared to pay that cost to achieve that goal, and you have to accept it. Another point, sorry, I'm reading my notes as well because there's lots to think about and do. If you're waiting for happiness to come from an event, it will never happen. So if you're waiting, thinking that, and if I put it back into our terms rather than accounting terms or competition terms, if you're thinking that if I hit pink this month, I'm going to be happy, you never will be happy, because it's about an event, and that event will change. Okay, well, I've hit pink, I'm not happy, I want to hit blue. I've hit blue, I'm not happy, I want to hit green. You're never going to be happy with that goal. So you've got to remember that happiness comes from you. It's not about the event. Okay? Hope that makes sense. The third characteristic is that winners believe in themselves. Fear of failure is the reason most keep their expectations below their potential. That fear of failure, and it's very, very big. We all have that fear of failure. It's fear of, when we first started with Younique, I know it was a fear of, I don't want to take selfies and put them on my timeline because, what if people don't like it? What if I get rejected? It's that fear of failure rather than wanting to win, wanting to get my name out there, wanting to be branded. All enter the competition, so we all enter our businesses or compete, and the reason why we talk about competition and competing is that because these are 5 characteristics of sport for sportsmen as well, but it does relate back to us. All enter with 2 motivators: wanting to win or wanting to avoid failure. You don't want to avoid failure, that is a no-no. You want to win. Okay. Number 4, winners control their arousal level. And yes, you've probably just laughed. I said this to a couple of people who've gone, really? What kind of seminar do you go to? Wrong type of arousal. It's that fight or flight. So we all have that. We're going to get up and fight for what we believe in and what we want to do, or we're going to have that fear of failure and run away. And we can take control of our emotions in 2 ways. The mechanical. So the mechanical way is where we're talking about meditation, yoga. It's about, calming yourself, calming your mind, finding what works for you. Some people it's yoga, some people it's meditation, some people it's going to the gym, doing a bit of exercise. Other people it's reading a book quietly or doing their art. Whatever works for you that de-stresses you, for you to be able to calm yourself so that you can move forward. And we should do this regularly. The other part of this is that the words that we use determine our arousal level. Okay? That sounds a bit funny, but when I explain it to you, you'll probably be able to understand. We need to take out of our vocabulary these types of words. I have to, I've got to, I must. The reason is that you've taken it out of your control. I have to do this. I must do this. I've got to do this. You no longer have control of that event because it's you have to get there. It's not you're wanting or you need to. So you need to take those out of your vocabulary and replace them with I want to. I want to get there. Not I need to get to pink or I need to get to black. I want to get to black. The moment you change that, you change your arousal level. If I need to, your stress level goes up. And that's when it becomes out of your control. I want to do this. Puts it, you're in control. I want to do this. What do I need to do to get there? So you need to think about that, and you need to look at putting that back into your vocabulary. Want to do is preferable than need to. Okay? So look at that and change that mindset. Because if you change that mindset, then you'll find that things will become a bit clearer, and you'll be able to look at how you want to get there, how you need to get there to achieve those goals. The second way to control your emotion is through the cognitive method, and that's cognitive behavior. And what they say is it's not what happens, but what you say about it. If you're playing for self-worth, so if you're doing this for self-worth, then you won't like what you're doing. It's out of your control because you're doing it for an event. So you think, well, I get to this, I'm going to be happy, when you're not. That's out of your control, so you're never going to be happy no matter what you do. It's wanting to do well, then that's a goal to achieve to. Having to do well, then that's out of your control. So you want to do well, you've got that back in your control. And one of the key catchphrases that he mentioned and talked about was, I don't have to prove anything to anybody. Nobody has to prove anything to me. And that's so true with what we do. One of the things that we talk about with Unique is uplifting, empowering, and validating. We're empowering other women, but we're also empowering ourselves. So part of our motto and part of our mission is to uplift people. And in doing that, we uplift ourselves. So it's bringing it back into that kind of line. So it's about, you know, it's what we say. It's making sure that you stay control of where you want to go. And the fifth characteristic of being a winner is winners love to compete. And it's about long term. It's not about short term. So it's about, you know, do you want to get to black status? So it's about achieving that goal to getting to black status. So they're not competing for self-worth, but because they love the feeling of competition. So it's about the presenters who want to get to black. They're not getting to black because of self-worth. They're getting to black because they want to get there. They want to achieve that goal. It's about that competition of getting there. They learn to depersonalize a negative result so that they can problem solve and learn from it. So if you've had a bad month or had a bad party, it's about depersonalizing that for yourself and learning from it. Okay, what worked and what didn't? Let's work on what worked and let's get rid of what didn't. So it's about doing that, and winners can do that. Win or losing is just an outcome that they can learn from. So it's the result of what they're doing. It's not, you know, it's not their be all and end all. They love to compete and they love to win, but if they lose, it's a result for them. So it's like, for example, getting blue every month. It's a result. So it's a result that you can learn from. Okay, well, how did I get to blue? All right, now how do I get to green? So it's a result to learn from. It's not about, you know, I lost that month or I lost that. You know, it's not about that. It's about learning from those. And one of the biggest things that you need to look at is happiness is a balance. It's not being successful at something. And your primary goal in life should be to be happy. It's, you know, if you come from happiness first, then these goals that you're going to achieve, these wants that you want, you're going to get there. If you're doing this to be happy, then you mightn't actually get to the end result that you want to get to. Hope you enjoyed that. Message me if you want to know any more, but I'll recap for you. 5 characteristics of being a winner. Winners are bright. They're bright enough to make things simple. Winners have goals and make plans, and their primary goal is to be happy. Winners believe in themselves. Okay? Believe in yourself. Winners control their arousal level. They control their outcome. So their fight or flight syndrome. Do they want to or do they have to? They control that. And 5, winners love to compete. They don't do it for self-worth. They do it because of the love of the competition. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.